you guys. This is
here we
from
go.
Candace's show yesterday.
Oh, no.
I don't know what to make of this, but Candace Owens is saying that back in February, President Trump called her and said to her, listen, we might be able to solve the Russian-Ukraine conflict if you stop talking about Brigitte Macron.
Okay. All right. Why are we just not hearing about it? It's July.
Well, because she made a temporary promise to keep it secret, but now she feels like that time has come to an end.
Right.
And so because nothing was signed and the war continues, she feels like she can talk about it now. So some people are saying that she is absolutely out of her mind, batshit crazy, lost it.
Yep. That's true.
I will say though, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily not believe that this call happened. Like I can believe that the call maybe happened. I just don't understand the part where her not talking about it would somehow cause Macron to make some sort of a deal that would affect Russia and Ukraine. Like I'm not figuring out how those dots connect.
She really is in a position to save the world, Mock. She is.
But maybe she's going to save the world.
She's an Avenger, you guys. She's an Avenger.
But anyway,
Scarlett Johansson in the Avengers. Yeah.
You got to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. There was no way for me to shorten this. It just is what it is.
Okay, here we go.
And this isn't even all of it. Okay. This is just the gist.
Okay.
And I get another message that's like, hey, keep your phone on. And anyways, this phone call is coming from Florida. I pick up the phone and lo and behold, so here's what happened. I'm negotiating this thing. I'm negotiating Ukraine and Russia, and you wouldn't believe how many parts are part. It is President Donald J. Trump. He is calling me, and in true President Trump fashion, he jumps right into the narrative. We're not, hey, how you doing? He just like jumps right into the narrative of exactly how this went down. I am literally, it is hard to catch my breath to comprehend that 4 days ago, I'm ending a series about Brigitte Macron, and now I'm speaking to the President of the United States, and the topic of conversation, no matter which way you want to slice it, it's about Macron's wife's penis. I mean, there's no other way to say it, right? Anyways, I have Macron. I like Macron. We're speaking at the White House, and I'm walking him to his car, and, he says to me, Mr. President, can I speak to you for a second? I say, of course you can speak to me about anything. What's going on? And Macron wants to have a little sidebar. And then Macron says to him, Mr. President, do you know Candace Owens? And I say, yes, of course I know Candace Owens. What's going on? And then he continues his narrative and he tells me that Emmanuel Macron is requesting to his face that I stop speaking about his wife. And one of the things Trump said is like, he tells me, she's old and this is really, really impacting her. And then he said, I saw her, Candace, I saw her up close and she looks like a woman to me. She looks like a woman to me. I had dinner with her at the top of the Eiffel Tower. And I explained to him that she has had this amazing doctor who specializes in transgenderism surgeries or feminization procedures. I'm talking to the President of the United States about this, guys. This is crazy. This is wacky. And I said to Trump, and I will be honest, that at that moment I realized that one day this is going to go into my autobiography. And so I got to say something funny. And I said to him, respectfully, Mr. President, it's not my fault that he married someone with a penis. He then tells me, we're really close to getting this thing done. And he throws in the art of the deal type stuff. He starts complimenting me. He said, Melania loves you. She says, you're so beautiful. She thinks you're so beautiful. I said, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Compliments will get you everywhere in life is my mentality here. And then I say to him, what I've agreed to already in the back of my head, I say, look, I'm happy to do this for the short term. Obviously, I don't want to have on my conscience that less Christian men could have died in the East if I just shut up about something. But I'm very clear to him that this is going to be short term, and that I fully expect that in a few months I will be able to speak about this. He was about to commit to that, but then it felt to me like someone in the background was like, no. We need this conversation to stop altogether. And then he doesn't say no or yes, but he just says, that he really needs to work with Macron long term and they have this long working relationship. And I was very clear, this is not long-term for me. Like, if you're close to this deal, ink it, let's get it done. And then he sort of offers at the end, he says, hey, maybe I can come on your podcast one day. I'm great for ratings. They're so Trumpian to give yourself a compliment. So I give him the Trump right back. And I say respectfully, Mr. President, I'm apparently good for ratings too, because you've got a leader of a country, the president of the country, asking you to ask me to do a favor. So
there's just there's so many people in our.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're not at that level. Obviously, we're so small potatoes, and I like being small potatoes.
Same.
Because I don't ever want to feel so self-important. Just don't ever want to be I don't want to ever be big potatoes.
Yeah.
I don't, because that kind of stuff I just look at and I go, God, I'm so glad that I live in a small town and I just don't ever want that. Does that make sense?
Okay, but I'm just totally playing devil's advocate, but like, is it possible that, because
that he called her and said, back off?
That he called her and said, back off. Yeah.
It's possible, but I don't think it's to save the world. I think maybe
I don't understand.
I mean,
because I do think that Macron has it in him, because he obviously they were trying to sue her and do all that stuff about, putting the kibosh on that story. I can see Macron saying to Trump, do you know this Candace Owens? Can you tell her to calm down? Now, Trump should have said, we have freedom of speech here in America. Right. And so she's going to do what Candace is going to do. And like, she's her own person. I'm not going to stop her. And then calling Candace and saying, listen, can you ease up? But like connecting it to stopping a war
is a little much. That's where the shark was jumped. But do I think that possibly he could have called her and been like, hey, you know what? Maybe let's just like back off of the wife. Like, why do you got to do that? It's, I could see where maybe he would have done that. I don't know. I don't know if it happened or if it did happen. I don't know. But I can see where maybe I don't think it has anything to do with her being an Avenger and saving the world. I don't.
Where she's like, do I really want to have like dead Christians on my conscience? I can't. Like, the whole thing is so out of control.
I also find it interesting, and this is just a side note, that the reason that we're talking about her at all is because a Jewish man gave her a platform, and that's Dennis Prager.
That's right.
I just want to point that out.
You guys, have you been taking care of your health? There's a way that we can help you.
Yeah,
we can help you do it.
We can with Healthy Cell. You guys shouldn't reach for more coffee or those energy drinks are gross. I'm not judging you. I'm not going to judge you. But if you're drinking them, you don't need to do that. You should actually be reaching for Healthy Cell's Focus and Recall. This stuff is awesome. Instead of having my coffee or an energy, like one of those icky, gross, sugary, caffeine-y, energy drinks in the afternoon, you get the equivalent of 11 pills worth of brain-supporting nootropics in an easy-to-use gel packs. These things are awesome. And we got a pro tip to put it in the fridge. They taste really good when you put them, especially in the summertime. They taste really good when you put them in the summertime, but you don't have to swallow 11 pills. You can have this instead. It's clinically proven. These packs absorb 165% more than tablets. I take the Healthy Cell Hair, Skin, and Nails, and it's the only thing that has helped my hair literally in the past 3 years, because I had such a hot mess menopause hair. You guys, if you've been around for a while, you know what I'm talking about. And I've been taking vitamins forever. This stuff is the best stuff. You're going to love all their products. If you're looking to try one, try the Focus and Recall, and then you can see all the other suite of products that they have. Visit healthycell.com/chicks. Use promo code chicks for 20% off your first order. That's healthycell.com/chicks. Oh no.
Uh-oh.